Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Now in this video we're going to be discussing Bethesda's recent comments on the Nintendo Switch and their support for the system going forward, and the huge hint and tease for Doom 2 to be shown at E3, and the heavy likelihood that it will come to the Nintendo Switch. So DualShockers just had a very lengthy interview with Pete Hines, who is the Senior Vice President of Marketing at Bethesda, and there was quite a bit of information to go over that they discussed with him concerning their plans going forward and for the Nintendo Switch in particular. And he mentioned something that was a huge hint and giveaway, almost obviously, for a Doom 2 reveal at E3. So DualShockers asked him what they might expect to see from Bethesda at E3 or later on this year, and Pete Hines made some jokes and it was kind of coy about it, but he went on to say, "I couldn't give you any guesses as to what we're going to announce and when those games will be out, but I will say we have a lot of new stuff to talk about at E3. Whether or not folks realize it, this is the hell on earth, quote unquote, time for us with E3. We're in the midst of so much planning and work for all of that content, but I'm really excited." So let's back up for a second here. He said, this is the hell on earth time for us. So any of you Doom fans out there, maybe you know this already, but Doom 2 was released in 1994 for the PC, and the subtitle of the game was Hell on Earth. So it was Doom 2 Hell on Earth. That was the full name of the game released in 1994, and it was a sequel to the original game that came out in 1993. And that seemed like a very well planned statement. There's really no other reason to say that when somebody gives an interview like that. They don't just say, hey, this is a really difficult time for us, it's hell on earth for us. No, companies don't talk like that. They always talk about how excited they are for E3 and how they can't wait to show their games. But for him to say so bluntly that this is the hell on earth time for us with E3, that kind of gives it away pretty clearly that quite possibly they will be announcing and showing Doom 2 at E3. And if that does turn out to be true, which it looks like it could be, then most likely this game will also be announced for the Nintendo Switch. And now we're going to go back to the interview from where he talked about the Switch, and we're going to discuss why that is very heavily likely to be the case. So DualShockers asked Pete Hines whether or not Bethesda was going to continue bringing old ports to the system, or if they're going to bring new games to the system. So he said, it'll depend on whether or not we think the game is a good fit for the platform technically, and whether we think it's something that the audience wants on the Switch. In that way, it's literally no different than any other platform that we look at or any other game that we do. Hopefully it'll be a mix of both. If there's stuff that folks want to release on Switch and it's a good fit and it works, great, he says. If it's new stuff going forward that we think is a good fit and will work on Switch, then we'll do that too. So it sounds like that Bethesda is going to be releasing whatever is technically possible for the Nintendo Switch to run going forward, including brand new games. And then DualShockers asked him if they prefer to release ports later on the Switch or at the same time as the other consoles. And he said that releasing at the same time is always their preference, but in the case of Skyrim and Doom, that just wasn't possible. And in the case of Wolfenstein 2, he said that they needed extra time in development, and he said that they weren't going to hold back the other versions of the game just to wait for the Switch version, obviously, so they had to release it in the time it was ready. But he did go on to say that anytime that they can bring out a game on the Switch at the exact same time as the other platforms for new releases, they don't know why they wouldn't do that. So it looks like from all these comments and statements that Bethesda will be bringing brand new games going forward to the Nintendo Switch. And since they're hinting at Doom 2 being at E3, and unless the game runs on a completely different engine and it's not id 6, which is already well established on the Switch with Doom and Wolfenstein 2 as being able to be run decently well for the hardware that it's running on, it would appear extremely likely that whatever Bethesda announces going forward that can be technically run on the Nintendo Switch, they will be releasing it on the system, and they will be releasing it day and date if possible. So Doom and Wolfenstein 2 both run on the id 6 engine, and if Doom 2 does run on id 6 and is a first-person shooter that is in the isolated areas, a corridor shooter just like Doom and Wolfenstein 2, then you can almost guarantee that that game is going to be released on the Switch. Whether or not that is going to be day and date with the other platforms, that remains to be seen, but it appears to me very obviously that that game, if it is announced, will be coming to the Nintendo Switch either on the same date or at a later date. And I don't even think that's a question at this point. Bethesda has proven they are basically all in with the Nintendo Switch here going forward. And they are mainly the only AAA third party that is doing that for the Nintendo Switch. So I really think you can look forward to seeing whatever else is coming from Bethesda coming to the Nintendo Switch if it's in the technical bounds to do so on the platform. Alright guys, let me know what you think in the comment section about all this information. Do you think that Doom 2 is likely and it will be coming to the Nintendo Switch if it is announced? And do you think that Bethesda's comments show that they are going to be supporting the system fully going forward with whatever is technically possible for the Switch to run? And I will be leaving the links in the description for these articles for you to look at for yourself, because there is a lot of information there, and DualShockers did post more information with that interview with Pete Hines, and there is more information to go over from those that we discussed here as well. And let me know in the comment section if you notice any more details that perhaps were not discussed here, and go ahead and discuss it in the comment section and see what else we can all glean from it. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you did enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. I'll talk to you guys very soon in the next video. Have a great day.